Hello, everyone. I hope you all are having a great day. Welcome to Victory Arena Season 2. This is round 2 and day 3. I'll be your caster today. My name is Avi. With me, it will be my friend Ifrit. Hi, Ifrit. How are you, bro?
Hello, Avi. I'm good. How are you doing today?
I'm doing very great. In fact, enjoying my Friday as well. And today, if it will be having the game between NPCs and the Blood Oath. I hope you are well aware about both the teams.
Yes, I'm well aware. But before we start the game, I'd like to tell the viewers about today's matches. So, we had 6 matches scheduled for the day. The first match between Raj Gundadon and Code Vision, the former team won the match because of the other team forfeiting. Whereas the second match, now, Avi, you listen to this. So Venom Esports was late and we DQ'd them. However, what happened is they asked their enemies if they want to play the match, and Immortal Esports, being so gracious, said yes. So we are conducting that match at 10:30. So it will be a wonderful thing to see between the teams. Like love when people and especially players uh, have that sportsmanship in between them.
Like that's very great to hear. If it, I believe that both the teams have that spirit in them to play the game no matter what. In fact, they both had the option to withdraw the game, but they chose to be there and have a good fight. And it is always an encouragement for all of us actually that how moral
Sir,
values and
what's your
ethics work
command?
out
Your
there.
team is
Taking
banned.
a slight bit of change, we have entered into the draft pick. The game is between NPCs and the Blood Oath. And let me tell you, if it both the teams have done pretty well in the past games, and I hope I'm going to see some more interesting games today as we are kickstarting the
Still
day
waters
with the
run
very
deep.
Your
first game.
team is banned.
So high hopes from my side as of now.
Yes, and with that, we are in the drafting phase with the blue team banning Fanny, which is right now nerfed, but it's still buffed in my opinion, considering that Fanny could recover only 3 energy
Your
previously,
team is
and then
banned.
they changed it to 5 and now it's 4, so it's a middle ground.
Very
And we
well
have
noted.
Zukshin, and we have a Zukshin and a Ling ban. So Ling, I am not sure about it, but Zukshin is in the meta, of course.
For sure. And I consider Fanny like in the past few days after I came back to the game and started playing. I have seen Fanny playing as a gold laner, as an EXP, and going a little bit of tankier builds out there. And she's actually sustaining a lot of damage with her.
Magic is
Mhm.
my
I
life.
completely
Your
agree with
team
you,
is
Avi.
banning.
So, did you play any matches today?
Yes, of course, I spammed 3 to 4 classic games actually, but it was pretty interesting because I went for a 5 man classic. And let me tell you, if it is very interesting, even if you're playing a classic game with 5 men, you get try hard opponents.
Agreed, agreed. Some people are pushing their win rates, the classic win rates, as people call them. And we have an Harith pick. So, let me tell you, since I am trying to boost my
Time to drop the beat of
Your
rank,
team
flash.
is
right?
banning.
So, I am going, whenever I'm going in for a rank match, I am banning that Harith every time because of so much damage, and even Minsitar cannot counter unless and until you play it very well.
Hayabusa, Sanjo.
For
Your
sure.
team
And
is
taking
picking.
back to the viewers out there, we got many fans out there. Welcome Buddha Gaming, welcome Mars stream out there. We have Lord Kenzo back to the stream after so many days actually. And for sure, the point which you mentioned that Habit has been in the meta since the very beginning of this patch. And I believe that
Every
it is one
poet
of
of
those
Your
mine is a
team
heroes
is
who
gift
can
picking.
from you.
actually take away the game right from the early till the end. So that is pretty interesting. And Minsita also, I
Let's
believe
fight
that
to our heart's
Minsita has been
content.
nerfed little bit. It's not working out, or maybe there are
Only
different
love
users
and
who
night
doesn't know
Your
how
at
to
the
team is
execute
last
the
hope.
picking.
skills. So that might be one of the issues. Like we are seeing the
Rise
picks out
beyond
there. Granger has
greatness
been
and
prioritized by the
reignite the
NPCs, whereas
star.
to counter that we have Lucas and Sicilian. So pretty good picks till now.
Yes, pretty good picks. And considering that Lucas is a new hero. Sorry
It's like
if
your
I say
team is
Luca.
picking.
It's
Let's
something that
go.
we five men have made it
Your
out to
team
be.
is
So that
banning.
Lucas is actually good as a side laner, and you can build it tanky, and the Thunderbelt stacks are insane if played well. On the blue team side, we
The
see
Immortal
the
One chose me to
couple
Your
vanquish the
team is
shadows
Carmilla,
banning.
that plague
and
this
we are
world.
going to see a couple versus the husband and wife fighting it out. And
Couples will be against each other if it like how many times have we seen Sicilian versus Carmilla? Like I have seen pretty good games when we see the couples being against each other. And as you mentioned about Lucas, I completely agree. Like this hero is a monster out there, especially as soon as his ultimate gets activated, he becomes unstoppable. Like I can't even imagine the number of dashes he has. It becomes so difficult to stand in front of him and counter
Your
him.
team is banning.
yes, so we have an alpha ban. So
Hope will
this is
find a
because of
way,
the
Your
tankiness
team
of
even
is
when all is
banning.
forlorn.
Yuzong maybe, or someone else from the red team sides plays the alpha.
For sure, I think so. What I have noticed is the Blood Oath has used Alpha in his previous game, and that Alpha has actually dominated the game at a very vast level. I still remember that game, and I feel that that Alpha
Your
player
team
was
is
always
picking.
there, and a pretty good ban. Like I'm seeing Tyquil being banned because uh Carmilla will be there. So in order to counter the heroes, like you have Granger, you have Yuzong out there. So Tyquil might had been a very great pick for the Blood Oath out there.
Completely agree with you, Avi. And we see a Nolan pick. So Nolan is someone who relies heavily on the blue buff. So it will be an interesting game if the blue team catches the red team's buffs, especially the blue one. It will be quite difficult if they pick it. And it's a very well thought process in banning
Your
the
team is picking.
Vexana, because Vexana and Carmilla's ult is very, very, very lethal. And we have an Hylos pick. So now we know for sure that Lucas is going to be the EXP laner and Hylos is going to be the tank. So what will be their hyper be? Is it going to
Or
be the Ling?
even I was considering that what type of combos are the Blood Oath going on. But I believe
Oh,
that till now they are decent with their pick. They have got the long range momentum out there, taking that Evithil and Sicilian. In fact, they got good, pretty front laners in the form of Lucas and Hylos. The glorious pathway will be on the Battle of Dawn. If it will be very difficult for the NPCs, but I believe that Granger is there, and Granger
Your team
is
is
that
picking.
hero right now who is in the meta from the very start of the game. Like once you stack up 70-80 stacks on a good note without getting any death, it becomes very lethal during the mid and especially in the late game. It's unstoppable. Like Granger, I've played it many a times, and it's actually very good right now.
yes, Avi. But now we see a Xbox pick. So Xbox is going to give a lot of true damage to the Balmond and Yuzong. And from what I remember, the NPCs did play this combo previously as well. I'm not sure about the Kagura one, but I did see them play Balmond a lot. So this is going to be interesting over here, how the Balmond is going to match up with the meta heroes right now.
It will be very interesting, and I would consider that we should not underestimate Balmond because Balmond is that hero who can sustain a lot of damage. In fact, with certain kind of tanky build, he can engage it from the very start, and we will be seeing that. Like Balmond will be super aggressive. How many times have we seen that Bamel going with a tank epic and sustaining that amount of damage along providing the enough
Welcome
true
to
damage for
Mobile
the team and
Legends!
getting all those turtles and
5
Lord
seconds
out
till
there.
the enemy
So
reaches the
it will be
battlefield.
very much
Smash
interesting that
them!
how the game's on, and we are
All
back in the
troops
land
deployed!
of dawn if with the first game of Victory Arena season 2. This is round 2 and day 3.
Yes, and we are looking for an invade that Irithil as well as that Hylos is coming in for that invade. This is going to be interesting because Irithil is going to miss a lot of lane. Will we see a
We
first blood over
we
here?
First
For sure,
blood!
we will see it.
That was a pretty wise decision, but I believe that you need a good follow up when you got Hylos and Sicilian in the team. Like, I believe Hylos is one of the most powerful heroes in the very start of the game because his second skill can deal a lot of damage, and I can see that Hylos has got the healing spell, so that would had even helped if he would had got the early support. But it's okay, sometimes the plans doesn't work from your end, but we should not lose hope. And till now, we are getting a good rotation from the NPC side. They followed up. They as soon as they came to know that the buff is getting invaded, surely
And see
the
that in top lane, Avi, I'm sorry to cut you off. That was a very good gank from Carmela, and the Balman gets another kill. Oh,
this
it's
will
his
be
first
very
kill. It
interesting.
was Kagura who got that kill. Okay, okay.
It will be very interesting if the way we are going to see this game, and we are going to see a bottom fight out there. Like how many times have we seen? And Granger has been getting for the first time, and we'll be seeing that many a time as the game goes along.
Yes, and that Hylos turret diving with his teammates is something that you have to look out for. And that Balman gets another kill. That's something that Xbox has to look out for. He needs that immortality as soon as possible.
Balmond is already level 5 if it like this was the start that I was talking about few minutes earlier, that if Balmond gets a good start, he will be very lethal from the very start of the game, and that's what Balmond is showing up. I think there'll be no contest because Xborg is busy taking his red
And we
buff.
have another kill, and the turtle is taken. The kill was taken by Yuzong. So Hylos should have retreated because the mage is not following him up. The mage that they have picked is Sicilian, so it's a late mid to late gamer. And CC needs stacks, and the mana consumption is too much as of now.
This is the point that the Blood Oath needs to remember. And that's a good alt coming
Good
up from
ult
Carmilla.
from.
I think so. That was a very wise decision. Good
Killing
alt and a good
spree.
follow up coming up from the NPC side. Unfortunately, Carmilla was slain down, but I believe that was a very good initiation as a tank perspective.
Yes, the tank did her job, and the Balmond and Kagura did follow up very well.
The
And if
follow
we
up is
see
very
right
important.
now,
It's
yes, and
very
if you see right now, Avi, I'm sorry to cut you off again. It's that the item spike is going to be on Kagura. So it's going to be another Sky Piercer for the team blue, with Granger and Kagura both having Sky Piercer. It's going to be tough if the red team doesn't follow up soon.
Mega
they
kill.
are taking up the fights, but I still believe that the Blood Oaths can actually take less fights out there because they are not in the positive side right now. They are getting ganged on a very bad note because they got heroes like Evithil and Sicilian. So of course that's a very thing that you need to understand your hero combination. It is very important that the kind of combo you're playing in the game, you should understand the time duration out there. You just cannot initiate fight in the early because there is no damage from Evithel and Sicilian at the very early stage.
Yes, completely agree with you. And will we see another kill? And for sure, we'll get another kill. But I think the Hyper should give the kills to Granger maybe so that he can stack up. At the moment, he doesn't have any stacks. What say you, Avi?
Until and unless your team is winning and it's on the positive note, I think so everything is fair.
Okay, okay. Now, if this would have been my Feynman, they would have been after that Hyper's life. Give the kills to the one building Sky Piercer.
I
And
have
that was a
heard
very
many
good
a
ult,
time.
and I think both
Monster
will
kill.
die over
Double
there.
kill.
Irithel should not have joined that team fight, I guess, but that sprint will help her out.
But Evithil did a good job. She cleared the lane, and Xborg positioning is out there. We should not forget that how they are playing. Like it is very important to understand that combination.
Yes, and it was a good ulti from Lucas helping out Bob to escape. And I
The I
think
think
Balman will be taken down here finally. Oh no, he
whoa,
escapes with a dash.
OMG, like that was a super smart move coming from Balman. He knew that what kind of skill he has. He wisely used his second skill to dash it out from the very Like it was, I was pretty sure that Balman was going down this time. He was going to get a shutdown, but he outplayed even me. So that was pretty good decision and a good gameplay out coming up from the NPCs. Like they are showing up that why they are here, and the way they dominated the early games which they played in this tournament so far. They are following the same process. They are not allowing their opponents to take any fight, and I think so. If Hill can be taken down out there.
Yes, but I don't think Iritel has plans to die over here. The damage. Look at the damage that Hylos is getting. So is that Carmilla. That Carmilla is trying to connect her ult, but unfortunately she couldn't over there. And that Lucas is pushing. That Yuzong coming into the team fight was not a wise decision as of now.
Completely agree. Because of that, the NPCs lost a turret on the top side, but in terms of turret, even Blood Oaths are no less out there. They have taken one turret, so do the NPCs out there. But it is important. I just want to understand that what kind of combos and what type of strategy is the Blood Oath following. Like I have seen no
Killing spree.
turtle fights coming up, no contest coming from the Blood Oath this side.
I
So
think
I
they are contesting right now, but Barman uses the retrieve well, and that's happened because of the level difference. Barman being at level 10 and Xbox at 9. And if we look at the gold, there's not much difference, about 1.4k on the blue team side. So we have some stacks coming up for Skypiercer with 7 and 10 respectively for Granger and Kagura.
for sure that Sky Piercer will actually hurt the Bloodthroat out there, because it's not one Sky Piercer. I think so. There are two Sky Piercer. One is for the Granger and another is for Kagura out there. And Granger is on 7 stacks, whereas Kagura is on 10. So this stacks will be increasing as the game goes longer in terms of Granger taking certain kills out there.
Agreed with you. And I think right now we are forgetting that Yuzong and that Lucas both are very tanky heroes, considering they both can regen, especially if you are
Shut down.
on the um, fighter emblem. But I see that the war cry has been used over here, so he is going to go for damage. So Yuzong has some pretty big shoes to fill in because the EXP gap can hurt them.
For sure, and I think so. Till now, NPCs are playing on a positive note. They have not let that domination gone down. In fact, they are ganging whatever things they are getting in terms of the resources that they have. And we have started seeing Venture into the team fights. He is already level 10, and now we will be seeing those bullets coming out into the battlefield. Right, the turtle or the lord will be respawning.
Yes, and we have some fans in the chat. Buddha Gaming says, "Go, go, Red Team." So the Red Team is having their supporters in our chat. So that does boost their morale. And from what I see in the chat, that Idithil is a good marksman.
Evithville is in fact playing really well. I have
Killing
noticed that
Look
thing.
at
spree.
that connect. Look at that connect. That gave so much damage. But
Shut
that
down.
Kagura goes down. But I think the
I
barman will get a kill or two over here if he plays it well.
We also missed the bottom right. For
Legendary.
sure, that legendary landing up, and that legendary will actually hurt, because you don't want to get down because of a hero like Balman, especially which is not in the meta. That becomes a state of embarrassment sometimes, because we often go with that strategy that these are the low type heroes, but it's actually shining up in the battlefield, and that Sicilian damage is actually bursting Balman into pieces out there.
Shut down.
And that is the
Killing
finally the
spree.
shutdown comes up in the favor of Blood Oath side.
Agreed with you. And it just so happens that the Blood Oath is good, having a good late game, whereas the early game advantage it lies with the blue team side.
NPCs are in no mood to spare the Lucas out there. They are continuously marking Lucas from the very start of the game. And agreed with you that Sicilian and Evithil is on the positive side for the Blood Oath. So I believe that the momentum of the game can be changed at any particular moment. But we are going to see a good gang coming up from the NPCs right again, but unfortunately it couldn't land up on their side. Carmilla was taken down, so do that's a triple kill landing up. And I think so we can see a lot of maniac for the Xbox. Unfortunately, not a very good initiate coming up from the NPCs, and this might counter attack them with all the domination that they had done it from the very start of the game. This will be a very easy lord for the Blood Oath. And are we going to see a comeback coming out from the Blood Oath side if it?
For sure, I think this is what they were looking for, to push the turrets and well as to manage the gold as well, right?
The gold is
Considering
already
that,
leveled.
yes, they have increased their gold lead. They were behind, now they are in the positives. So that's what happens when um good team gangs and you get a lot of kills. Because don't forget that shutdown on Balman was too good. They might have gotten at least 400 gold out of it.
The Lord is coming from the top lane. I think so. 1 to 2 kills in the favor of the Blood Oath can actually wrap up the game. And
But
that
that
we
was
are.
a good ult connect from Carmilla and follow up from the rest of the team. Balman getting in kills, but that Irithel trying to give a lot of damage.
I think so. Ivithil will be taken out, but the mobility. Just look at that
Look at
mobility.
that
Ivithil is
Lucas.
going
Look
out.
at that Lucas trying to push that lane. This might be an embarrassing turn if the Lucas gets that turret. So yeah, he follows it back.
For
No,
sure.
he's coming back.
That Evithil is actually hurting. Her bullets are moving out just like a piece out there. The range, the mobility, and the hit coming off from is actually hurting the NPCs right now. And she is only level 13 right now. She has got that critical damage. The horse claw is in her build. Wind talker is there. So it will be. And in fact, what I'm noticing in terms of Evithil, she has taken the roam item. So this is pretty
Yes,
interesting.
yes. So basically, right now, taking another room after like 8 minutes is a good idea. Although you just need assists, so you can only get goals from the assist. Um, After taking roam, but it helps a lot considering that it gives up speed or something like that. And seeing that roam, I think she has taken that fervor, right? Encourage.
Yeah,
So
for sure.
it's going to be helpful in team fights.
Valid point pointed out of it, and I was not aware about a few of the things. Like I came to know that the room items are being taken by the opponents after 8 minutes, but just look at that pretty damage coming from the Evithil out there. She's actually bursting out. So does the Sicilian. We will be seeing those masters of bullets coming out in few seconds out there. I think so. There is going to be a gang, and I believe that Evithil is playing so confidently. She knew that what type of damage, what type of support does she has, and it's pretty interesting out there that how the games goes up.
Yes, yes, Avi, completely agree with you. And that Irithil is going to be a game changer. And I think Kagura needs to use that TikTok moves right now because it can actually do a lot of damage considering she has built the Holy Crystal. Although I would suggest mages not to build Holy Crystal as the second or third item. The reason for that is Holy Crystal only works when you have a lot of magic power, right? So
Yeah,
that is a very big item for a uh, such a
make
time right
uses
now.
for sure. And sorry to cut you in, the glorious pathway had landed up. The turtle, the lord will be taken down out there. Let's see who gets the advantage. Granger has taken down Hilo, so does the Kagura gets the lord out there. This will be, I don't think so. They need to initiate right now. Double kill for Granger coming out. Lucas is down, and Granger is playing so brilliantly. I think so. Xbox will be taken down out here for sure. Mega kill for Kagura. A special appreciation for this Kagura user. Like she is using this hero just so smoothly. Like I'm so interested that how can a player be so smooth with such a user. I've always seen Kagura users playing so smoothly, but not as smooth like the way she is playing right now.
Yes, yes. And look at that lot coming from the bottom lane. This will help. However, they need to clear it so that they get all the lanes are synced. Right now, this is going to cost them the match, I believe. Uh, Whenever you take lot, at least sync one or two lanes together.
This lord is take was taken on 14 minute. Like we have passed the 12-minute mark on the Lord. So this Lord will be a little bit hurtful for the Blood Oath side. And at the same time, I would like to bring the attention of all of you that Benjay is on 48 stats. And that shutdown on Kagura is pretty much needed for the Blood Oath side. That I don't understand this thing. Like I've seen many a times. In fact, when I do play some of the games, I've noticed this thing. If you have gotten the Lord, why you need to get into team fights right after that?
Actually, that's the excitement building up, the adrenaline saying that, oh, we can get the Lord and we have the Lord and we can get some kills and we'll end the match right now. But don't forget, this is a 5v5 game. The team composition and team plays and placements is very crucial. And look at that Balman. Is he going to
I
escape?
think so. Balman will be
No.
taken.
That freeze was really good, but I think it's useless over there.
That was a good move coming from Balman, but unfortunately couldn't save his life out there. And yes, I completely agree, like the excitement which you are talking about. But I, at the same time, I would also like to point out that if you have gotten the Lord, it is pretty much needed that you need to follow up the lane out there. You need to follow up with the Lord. Take those fights which come up in a better position. Like you have no idea about the enemies where they can be, and especially when you are in a 5v5 tournament, it should be very crucial that you execute your moves very smartly out there.
Yes, completely agree with you, Avi. Don't forget that in the first 9 minutes or 9.5 minutes of the match, the blue team had the goal advantage. Then for the next 2 to 3 minutes, it was the red team who was having the goal advantage. And now it's again the blue team.
For sure, and that goal difference is actually matched up because of Granger and Kagura, who won and executed their skills at a very good level. And the positioning of Kagura was very good actually from the very start. And we are going to see the third Lord being down out there. Let's see if we can see a contest. A pretty good all from Carmilla, but there was no follow up. Ivithil is low, but Sicilian is down. Lord will be taken down from the NPCs, and that was a pretty good retribution battle for coming out from the Balman. I think so. Balman will be taken down for
Killing
sure.
spree.
Kagura is not in a very good position. Granger is safe, but I don't think so. The team fight will be there, and NPCs are on a bad note right now. Though they took the Lord, but I think so. Kagura will be down. Let's see if she can manage to cruise up there. Ivithil is following up, and I think so. She will be taken down for sure. Something coming out from Kagura, but no,
Mega
that was a
kill.
mega kill for Evith Hill. And the same thing, like which happened from the NPCs, the previous Lord also. When the Lord is
No,
coming,
Avi, I think this time it was a different scenario considering that Kagura took that Sicilian skills before
Lord,
getting into that situation. Yeah, and that Lord was stealen properly by Balmond. However, don't forget that they have to look at the back lane as well because Yuzong was fighting out with Lucas. So if the team would have retreated and secured that Lucas's skill, it would have been a much better trade.
agreed with you, Ifit, and I still think that the Blood Oath have the advantage right now because as the game goes further, it will be very clear the glorious pathway into the Battle of the Dawn. Sicilian is actually creating a miss. Our Carmilla Alt was not at the mark, but she was taken down. A good team fight in the favor of the Blood Oath, and I think so. We
Shut
can.
down.
That's a very big moment of the game. Ibithil is down, and it
Killing
will be very
spree.
interesting. At the same time, Balmond is also down, so I think so a 3-3 trade coming up for both the teams. And Ivith Hill
Mega kill.
going down for sure. Lucas is also down. Granger is actually massing up with the bullets. He's creating a lot of chaos for the blood outside from that range out there.
Don't you think that Lucas, when he transforms into that alt, looks like the Irithil's dog?
Exactly, like it becomes. I still don't understand when initially that hero came up in front of me. I was actually very confused at what kind of mobility does this hero has. He was not even dying, like even in one HP. It was so creative and so tactfully for me to get that hero down.
Yes, and away, it's the MLBB's lore. They release a hero too OP, then they nerf it in the next. 1 or 2 weeks or maybe a month. Don't forget that happened to almost all the heroes recently.
All the heroes actually, like it, and it creates a lot of mess for the new people out there. Like it becomes so powerful that you can actually 1v5 if you are going for duo or trio out there. If you get a good hero and you have a good hands movement on that particular hero, and I think so Kagura is down, Evithil is actually boosting up, she is creating, and the fourth
Look
lord
at
is
that
up.
minions.
We are
Yes,
going to
and
see a
look,
good
Ranger is
lord
in
fight.
bad position. He will be taken down, I believe.
Shut down.
Yes,
i
that was a
I
very
think so
bad
the blood
positioning.
the Blood Oath has the advantage to end the game out there. Like they are already three down, and I think so. Banman is looking for an opening out there, good freeze moment, but I think so he'll be taken down. Can he survive the fight out there? I think so. The Lord will be taken down by the Blood Oath side until a miracle happens from the NPCs out there. And this Lord fight can actually end up the game for the NPCs, because this Lord will be very damageful because the enable turret at the bottom lane is not present out there. Taking back you to the chats out there, we have Rushil out there, Jesus Christ is house here. EXP gap look, lol look at stats. For sure, the stats are saying a lot of things. It's almost the same, but in terms of team fight, I think so. The Blood Oaths has the advantage right now, though having heroes like Evithel and Sicilian, and the way they are playing, unstoppable.
Killing spree.
Right now, it's Sicilian's game. Two shots, and most of the team is going to go for the NTC, right?
I think
So,
so. We are done with this game for sure.
Mega
Just look
yep,
at
kill.
that mega kill.
Wager is trying his level best. Unfortunately, this will be the end of it. So, I'm
For
excited to look at the stats right now.
that was a good comeback from
Victory.
the Blood Oath side. If it like I was so during the start of the game, we saw the NPCs dominating the game at a very big level. Like that domination was insane. But the Blood Oath believe in themselves, their team combo, and they actually came out as a shining star out there. So a very big congratulations for the Blood Oath. They really showed up that why they are here. And unfortunately, the NPC's journey have ended here, though they played brilliantly, but unfortunately couldn't get on the winning side. With this, we are done with the third game. Unfortunately, we couldn't see the first two games because of the disqualifications and the missed timings of the teams out there. But congratulations to Blood Oath. With this, we are done with the third game. We'll be back soon. Stay tuned. Welcome back, everyone. We are back to the Victory Arena Season 2. This will be game number 4, the second game of the day, and we are into the round 2, and this is day 3. We are back with another yet interesting game. My friend will start with me, co-host, and it will be Ifrit with me, and the game will be between INC Ravens and the Play Squad. So Ifrit, both the teams are very good. Really high expectations coming from your end as well.
Yes, I am actually having a lot of expectations from both the teams, considering that INC Ravens and Blaze Squad were very good in their respective matches in the previous round. And don't forget, I see some of the players that I have seen playing rank. They have come in opponent or as a teammates where I play solo or duo. So that's something I look forward to and meeting them and actually playing with them eventually.
That would be a very great competition and a good words coming from both the teams from your side as well. And I think so. I'm really very excited that how both the teams are going to execute this game because both the teams are very competitive. They know that what kind of meta the game is executing and how they are going to prepare their moves and their
Butterfly is
strategies.
born
Let's
for
see.
the
We
wish.
are with the
Guided
first
by
ban coming up
lantern
from
flight.
the INC side. It is going to be the Zuxian. If it, do you believe that Zuxian is still one of the best heroes out there? Like it's getting banned very often nowadays.
Let's fight to our heart's
So the
content.
ban makes sense and doesn't make sense at the same time. It's a paradox. Okay. Now, Zuxian is a good hero if you need a lot of poke. But don't forget, then you don't have damage in the late game as a mage. So I don't prefer using Zuxian until and unless there are very tanky heroes. However, considering that usually mages are picked at in the first three picks of the respective teams because mage is a hero that can, you know,
Change the
that is not
momentum
as
of the game. For sure.
yeah,
I got the point. Okay, so
exactly.
we are seeing the Lucas band coming from the Blaze squad out there and completely agreed with you. Actually, we see mages getting picked in the very first three picks that the opponents as well as the team gets. And I believe that Zuxian is one of those heroes who can create a lot of mess for the opponents because its poking abilities it's enough for the team to get a good follow up and a good initiation out there.
And I think the blue team missed a ban. Is that person offline?
Like
Always on
we
the
have
way.
seen many a times this can be a good strategy as well, like they want
Sir,
something
what's your
and
command?
that is one of the reasons, but I don't believe that skipping a ban will actually provide any advantage out here. Even though if they wanted to skip a ban, they would have banned any useless hero right now, but maybe there can be a network connectivity issue or anything which we are not aware, I guess.
Yes, I think this is the team
Only
INC
love
Ravens,
and
right?
night
Yeah.
are everlasting.
So I'd like to ask the moderators and organizers to look into it so that we get uh, what is happening between them if they have said something.
And special appreciation for our moderators and
I
for
have a
the
thought.
management team out there, like
Sanjo,
they're doing a fabulous job in organizing this tournament, though we are seeing everything in front, but what happens in the back end is really
My
chaos
mission
for all
is
of
to
us
protect
and
Your
all
lives.
the
team is
moderators,
picking.
all the management team. They put extra efforts, they value their time, and in fact, even though if we are here today, it is because of the management team. Like they have done so well in the past all days. So really a good appreciation for them. And we are seeing the high lows as well as the Hayabusa pick in the play squad side. So I think pretty good picks coming out from the play squad till now.
Okay, okay. And I just received the message from the moderators that everything is good. They just got confused in what to ban. So that's something. So let's see if that's going to hamper them or not. But we have two tanky hero picks. One is being Gato and other being Hylos.
The
So
immortal will
Hylos
show
EXP
the
is
full
actually very good these days
positions
considering
of
the
the
damage has been
bastion
increased
of order.
on Hylos.
For sure. If it Hylos is one of those heroes, like if you do not have a good counter in order to melt Hylos, he can actually take away the game from the very start. Like the amount of damage and the healing that hero has, it can actually create a lot of difficulty for the INC side. So do I'm in the favor of the Gato as well. Like Gato, we have often seen playing as an EXP laner major of the times. So it will be pretty interesting that if we are going to see a fight between Gato and Hylos. If it happens to do so, I think so that will be a great competition between the heroes because both are very tanky, both have that healing ability, and they both have a very big role coming into team fights during the turtle and during the lot fights actually.
Yes, and we have an Aurora pick. So Aurora is one of my favorite mages. However, they ruined Aurora after the revamp. I believe it was perfectly fine as it was before. Though even though people like it now, I the damage that the old Aurora had is unmatchable.
Okay, for
So
sure. I can understand your pain if it you being one of the hardcore mage players I have seen in the matter of the gameplays. And I believe that for sure that old Aurora was very powerful. It can actually like if you got a good combo, one a good
Experience the
combo and
youth
one
of the
hero is actually
suffering.
dead. So I believe that the new Aurora is a little bit they have made it in terms of the team fight, but the old Aurora was enough. Like if you have Fanny or any other assassin and you have Aurora in the opponent, for sure that was a nightmare because that hero can actually take a one-on-one fight and will be on the winning side as well.
I want to see a Luo team fight these days. I want to see Luo players coming out and playing in the tournament, considering that I am actually pushing Luo this season. Luo was one of the heroes that one of my friends recommended 2, 3 years ago when it first came out. So, yeah,
Is
I
that
want
a
to
hint
see.
for the upcoming games if it like you have just mentioned the Louis pick and I think so that is a hint for all the rest of the teams that do consider Louis out there because it is very powerful, especially the her alt which
Diversion.
really
Yes.
transforms the team. Oof, that is very
Yes.
annoying.
Yes, plus Louis has it all. She can give CC. She has the shield when she gets that hit, as well as that ability to gank out of nowhere because of a diversion. And we know that a Luo combo with something like an Atlas or a Tigreal is very OP. But I have played today so many matches. Well, not so many, but matches. So yeah, I have seen good combos with random teams today.
No, I am in favor of you because I believe that you have been a very great player with, and in fact, your suggestions in terms of mages are much more good because you have that experience, you have that knowledge of all the heroes out there who land up in the Mobile Legends, and I pretty believe that Louis is one of the great picks out there. Like if you have a good combo with the team, surely it can melt down any opponent out there. Taking you back to the game, we have the Hilda ban as well as the
Ready?
Lela ban
Go!
coming out. Are you? I am not
Here
sure that
comes the
whether Lela is
brightest
still in the
flare! Your
meta or
talent
what.
is
Like,
picking.
if you can help me out with this ban or pick out there.
Layla, so without any dash, I believe Layla is not in the meta, right? However, some Layla players who spam it very well and they know how to position it, they can play it really well. And considering that the red team banned two of the marksmen, I think blue teams was
Wipe
sure that
out
they
all
will
the
pick Layla,
injustice in
but
the
Beatrix
world.
came out of the syllabus for them.
I hope so. The out of syllabus answer will be a very big question for the INCs out there.
Yes, Avi, and we have a Cho and maybe a Nathan pick. So I am not in the favor of picking heroes that are one hit usually. The reason for that is if the combo doesn't land, it will cost your
Our
team a lot
cosmic
of
blaze
trouble.
will never
Plus,
be
your
Your
death
team
will
is
give
picking.
some gold if you have not been feeding in the game. And Cho is good. However, I think the Cho pick was to ensure that one of the marksmen or the mage pick Purify so that they don't escape out of Sicilian or maybe a Gutto, perhaps.
I think so. Chow is a very good pick out here because when you have Hayabusa in the team, when you have Beatrix, they got a good backliners, and Hayabusa is that hero who will actually get into the turrets. He will dive in at no matter of time. So, in order to get that one stunt hero, it's always important. And I think the Chow role will be very crucial out here, especially his ultimate and that kick coming up. That will be very
Oh,
crucial.
yes,
So,
Avi, I forgot about the thing that Gato is EXP right
We
now.
shall
If
stand
Chao is a
fast
tank, then
to
it's
the
fine.
very
But
end.
Chao as a EXP laner is not good, in my opinion, that is. Don't clock me on that. It's just my
no.
opinion. All the Chao
No,
players out there,
I
don't
respect
come
I
for me.
respect your opinion actually. I do respect, but that was my perception. Like if you are having heroes against Hayabusa or Beatrix, you need to have a good stand because Hayabusa can be very outraging out there in the battle and especially during team fights. If you get the hyper out of the team fight, you will be winning. We will be seeing that victory battles will be very easier for the Suyu to secure those turtles and the Lord out there.
Okay, and we have a Sicilian with Purify and a Claude with a Purify. So that's a well managed thing because they have a Tigreal as well as an Aurora. So it was the red team who forced the blue team to pick two Purifies out here. So it will be very difficult for the mage to flicker away from Haya's ult. Obviously, you have to time it well, but that is a move that you can use. But unfortunately, mage has to build Winter Crown maybe as a fourth item right now.
I hope so. Like I've seen many users who goes with the phasing build at the very first item as well. Like they prioritize because they want to survive. Sicilian, where in that case it doesn't have any dash, so it will be easier for the Hayabusa to get in and get out. So that purify will be very helpful, and we should not forget that the play squad actually has two tanky heroes. One is the Hylos, another is the Tidewell out there. So those Purify will be very helpful for the ING squad. And let's see how the games goes out. Will be in the land of dawn within few seconds. Both the hypers will be very competitive. It will be very interesting to see that how both the MM as well. How do the hypers get into the game and
Welcome to
execute the game
Mobile
out there?
Legends!
I agree with you, and we see two
5
players
seconds till
standing.
the
Okay,
enemy reaches the
I for one
battlefield.
thought that one of
Smash
them
them!
was not in the game, so
All
it's good,
troops
all good,
deployed!
and
Yeah, good to know
we
actually.
yeah
And
we are in the game.
for sure, like many a times, even that happens with me. Like there is a certain glitch in the game which reduces the duration of the game. Like some of the players get the early start, so do the disadvantage lands up for those players who gets that glitch. But pretty well out there, Tigwell is giving a good vision out there. Like a good tank knows how to protect his backliners and a good initiation as well.
And I think the Claude doesn't know that Tigreal is over there, so that was a bad positioning, and I don't think that Purify was needed.
That purify actually saved, I might say. Like you never know because when you have Beatrix out there, her damage is very much during the early game, and Tigreal actually forced Claude to use the purify out there, and you never know that what kind of follow up is coming up when you actually
Avi, I
get the
think your network is playing some tricks on you because I am hearing your voice in fast forward mode right now. And that Tigreal flickers
that
away
happened.
and Chow coming. Yes, and
First blood!
that was a very good first blood from Haya. And I think um, the Tigreal was wise enough to use that flicker. So Avi, I would suggest you to check your network, and we'll get another blood
I think
from Haya. Look at that. So that's what I was talking about. So I have received a notification to pause. And I think the blue team should surrender because they're having some network issues away. Yep. I guess.
Welcome back, everyone. I think so. There was a certain network issues coming from one of the players, and we will be having a rematch for both the teams. So we are yet banned, starting with the draft, and I think so. We'll have the same ban and pick out there, and let's see
Butterflies born
that
Your
by thy
team
what
is
wish.
I think
banned.
so for
Guided
sure. Yes,
by
if it we
lantern.
Let's
are
fight
getting
for
the
Heart's
same ban and the
Content.
Your
same
team
picks,
is
the
is
teams would
banning.
not waste much of the time out there wasting and banning. So it will be very interesting, like the way they have played the early game. Unfortunately, it got uh,
demons shall bathe in their
demolished
blood.
due
Your
to some
team
network
The
is
light
issues.
banning.
belongs to the
But
righteous.
I'm still excited that which team is going to execute the skills out there.
Yes, Avi, yes. And don't forget, the glitch was also
Who said
in
there are no
terms of
shortcuts in life? I
you.
literally invented
Your
one.
network was also not good, so I hope that your network
Always
is
on
good
the way.
now.
Your
I hope so.
team
I'm
is
audible
banning.
right now. If it, the
Yeah, yeah,
noise,
So,
yeah. You're
let's
I just
audible.
Recommend.
activated the
Your
noise
team is
cancellation
picking.
mode in my device.
Okay, okay. Rich
Only
people
love
and their
can
noise
make
Your
cancelling
team is
devices.
picking.
everlasting. Hayabusa,
That was a pretty good
Sanjo,
compliment from your
My
side,
mission
maybe.
is to protect
Your
lives.
team is picking.
So, see, both the teams
the
are
immortal
doing their
one
best
chose me
to
to finish
get to
this
the game faster. So,
Your
that's some
team
good
is
The
sportsmanship
picking.
bastion
out
of
there.
order.
And they're banning the same things and they're picking the same things. So, that's a good sign. I remember one time we have to start three times
As
because of
fleeting
some
as a
certain or the
split
other
Your
issues.
I
team
flame.
is
still remember
banning.
As
that game because I
timeless
was
as a
casting in that
glacier's
particular
heart.
game as well. And
Experience the
this is the best
Your
thing
youthful
that I
team is
like about the
suffering.
banning.
players nowadays. Like they
Fight!
have so
Fight
much
for
of
the
good morals
ultimate
and
answer.
ethics. Like they want to have a match, and
Your
on top
team
of
is
that, they are
banning.
ready with the opponent team with
Ready?
their choices,
Go!
with
Your
their
team is
misunderstanding, with
picking.
all the issues,
Here
and
comes
they
the
respect
brightest
everything.
Your
flame.
team
So
is
that is one
picking.
of the positive signs that I am
You're
looking
Your
nowadays
team
here
is
for
on
the
a
picking.
very
justice in the
good note.
world.
My
So
inner
this is a
light
sign of
will
development
instruct me.
for all the Indian community gamers out there, especially MLBB.
Yes, and fun fact, Avi. So I was just watching YouTube, okay, like 2 or 3 hours back while working. So I was watching, I think it was one of the OTV and Friends members. So they were reviewing the best mobile games apps. So Mobile Legends has been nominated for one of the best mobile games, along with I think it was COD and League of
PUBG.
Legends. If it
Yeah.
not PUBG, it was League of Legends, COD, and two other games that I don't remember. So that was something interesting out there. However, the American streamers are totally thrashing the MLBB game, saying it's a League of Legends copy, which I do agree that some people say. However, the heroes are different, the playstyle, or let's say the map is different. League of Legends, in my opinion, is very dark. So I don't
For
like to play it,
sure.
and the matches are too long.
I believe if there is not any kind of copy in any specific
Welcome
sector
to
or any
Mobile
kind of games
Legends!
out there, like we have so many cars in the market.
5
The
seconds till
purpose
the
of them
enemy
is driving,
reaches the
right? Like
battlefield.
it's only the
Match
Yes,
them!
thing, and it some of the
Let's
cars
race
do have the
deployed!
same features out there. So we cannot say that it is the similar copy or anything else. But the main purpose of it is driving and enjoying the drive. So we can
yes,
actually see two games. League of Legends is quite similar to MLPP, but that is not the same case because when you have two games in the market, if one game goes down, but MLBB has been in the market for a very long amount of time, and even though MLBB is growing every single year, I have seen MLBB for the past 7 to 8 years. I've been a part of this game, so I believe that there are a lot of development in the game. The developers are doing a great role out there.
Okay, and let's move on to the next topic, that is the gameplay. So, the
Yeah.
early advantage that the red team got in the previous draft has demolished because the blue team is invading, and we'll see the first kill maybe out of Cho, and we did get it. Look at that damage of Soyu, but I think the Soyu should escape, and he does successfully.
That escape was pretty important in the early game, if it because you don't want to end up on a dying side when you are playing a hyper role, because that affects the overall damage of the hyper as well. And when you have Suyu, you need to be very conscious in the early game as well.
Yes, yes, I completely agree with you. Look at that Haya taking down Sicilian. That's what I was talking about. That flicker was necessary, considering that Haya is a major issue for Sicilian or any other majors for that matter.
It will be pretty interesting that how Sicilian is going to consider this game, because he got a lot of counters. You have Tyquil out there, you will be having Aurora as a stun, there will be Hylos, Hayabusa. So a pretty tough game for Sicilian, and if he manages to do well, it will be very interesting and very appreciating for such a hero out there.
I agree with you, but don't forget Sicilian's main advantage is in the late game. I think the Tigreal should have gotten the level 4. And
Sorry
yes,
to cut you down.
and we
If it,
see.
we just saw a good turtle fight coming up, and it was pretty interesting. The AOG landed off Gato at the right place, but unfortunately, there was no follow up. And Tigwell instead used his ulti and caught one of the heroes, and it went in the favor of the Blaze squad out there. So, yes, coming back to your point, Sicilian gameplay will be very much in eye, like how he is going to execute the whole game, because a lot of momentum will be on him, a lot of responsibility will be on Sicilian as well as on Claude. And just look at that Tyquil, he's actually looking for an opening.
Yes, and I think the problem with that is, and we'll see another kill on Sicilian. The Haya is not sparing him at all. So, yeah, I think Sicilian needs to build freeze as soon as possible, or at least get some help. And we will
For
see
sure.
another kill.
That was a good flicker from the Tiger. He did not wanted to give any chance. I think so. One more kill will be possible out there. Chow will be taken down for sure. Aurora will secure the kill. A good follow up coming from the play squad out there. Like they know that what they are doing. I think so. It will be a very easy kill for Gato for sure. A good follow up from Gato and Sicilian. That was a very good combo. That passive actually saved Aurora's life out there.
Yes, I think it was not just the passive, I think, and we'll see another kill on um, perhaps the mage. And I was right.
Haya is on top at this moment. If he is actually looking for good openings, that's what a good assassin users do. Generally, they look for a good opening, target the damage dealers, and we'll be seeing that quite often on Sicilian as well as on Claude out there. Once Hayabusa gets a good amount of damage out there.
Yes, Avi, and don't forget that Tigreal and um, uh, Hylos are too tanky as of now for Soyo to get any kills. But he can melt the Beatrix if ganked properly. I think the blue team made an error where they didn't take up a good EXP in terms of sharing that EXP. I mean, and
I
that
agree.
Sicilian gets the turtle.
That's a good steal coming off from Sicilian, I guess. That was not a very good victory landing up for Hayabusa, but unfortunately, it was okay for him because he secured the kill. And until and unless the team is on the winning side, even the turtle sacrifices will land up. Claude is
Look at
very
that
easy to
tank.
be taken down.
That that tank did sacrifice himself to save that Aurora, and we have to appreciate all the tank players out there. They play selflessly for their team by providing good vision as well as safeguarding them. And will
Yes,
that Joe
that
check the bush?
He
No, and
forgot
I
to check the
think,
bin. We'll be
and
seeing a
this,
no. I
no,
think there is a little bit of network issue coming for the Hayabusa. I'm not sure. Looking at him, is he looking for an opening out there? I don't. Chow will be kicking. I think so. Hayabusa will be down out here because everybody is against him. For sure, that's a shutdown, and I don't think so. That was pretty necessary for Hayabusa to look into that bush out there.
yes, I think he was trying to get the kill of their marksman as soon as he arrived. But the problem was his vision was there.
His vision was there because I think so there was a little bit of lag on his side that he got close to the turret and that gave an opening, and I think so that's a good follow up, but unfortunately Tyquil was saved, and we are going to see a good competition on the turtle fights. Like it will be very interesting because you have that heroes, you have that ganging heroes who can actually take good amount of stunts. And look at that Chow, he is actually not getting that right opening because the Tigreal is there in front.
Yes, I completely agree with you. Plus, don't forget that even though Sicilian has been ganged, he has built his block of destiny properly and has gotten 2 kills. So, damage is imminent as soon as he gets the next item. And he's already dishing out a good enough damage. That Claude cutting the lane is going to be useful for the Team Blue side.
It is pretty much needed right now because you need Claude in team fights. His damage can actually create and give a lot
With
of
that
advantage.
much.
Cutting you down uh, the blue side, the INC is actually secured the second turtle, which was pretty important, and they are into the red buff. We have started seeing the invasions coming from the INC side. Suyu is actually playing very well. He is
I think
executing.
the red team side has some network issues, but unfortunately, we won't be able to restart it because the time to restart is between 1 to 2 minutes of the start of the game. So we have to just go with whatever comes right now. That's unfortunate.
That's really unfortunate, but even we are biased towards the policies out there. Like what we need to have a fair gameplay out there, and we need to follow all the rules. So I don't think so that we'll be seeing any restart of this game right now because the clock has already hit uh, past 8 minutes. And Suyu is actually leveling up very fast, which I can see it's a very big fear for the Blaze squad out there. I can see that turtle gap. I can see that gold difference coming out for the INCs. So that's a pretty good gameplay from the INC squad out there. It will be very interesting that how the game goes along. Hayabusa is actually playing well, but unfortunately, Suyu has taken up the level defense, and that retribution will actually hurt the Blaze squad if it doesn't end it up on a good note. And a good AOG landing up from Gato as well. Chow following up that kick actually landed up on a very good note. So INC has actually started taking up the advantage of their goal defense. Both the teams have I think so that it was pretty much needed to have a good start at the earliest and a good alt coming up from Tyquil. We will be seeing another kill, but Suyu's level defense is actually creating a chaos, and I think so. The double kill is executed by Kato. So does the shutdown comes up and a killing spree for Aurora as well. Suyu is actually playing so well right now. He is getting that momentum out there.
Yes, we unfortunately for Blaze Squad, I think their network is just going to cost.
I think so. You're right. The network issue sometimes it doesn't land up on your space,
Let's
and
pause the game instead of restarting and let them fix the issues, perhaps. I'll give them like 2 minutes for sorting out the network.
I think so. Our moderators are behind that, and they can look that what's the issue with the Blaze squad out there. Are they facing any kind of network connectivity or what? But we will be right back once the game starts in, and I believe that network connectivity can sometimes create a lot of chaos for the teams out there.
I completely agree, and I think Blaze Squad is saying that they will ensure the network and they'll be back. So let's see. Once I get a go ahead, we'll stop the pause.
For sure. I request the moderators to please have a look and get the coordination that what's exactly the issue, what kind of network connectivity they are facing right now. And talking back to the game, I think so the follow-up has always been there from the INC's side. And right now, even if the game starts in, I don't think so that Blaze squad can actually cover up that goal difference or the level difference, because INC's are at the top right now, like the way they are dominating, and we have actually started seeing the five-man team fights coming out from the INC sides. We are hoping for a better gameplay out there, and our moderators are yet looking after all the things which are happening at the back end. So let's see that what is the problem exactly for the Blaze Squad. We have already seen a rematch in this game as well. This is a rematched, but let's see if we will be seeing the further game or the game will be paused down out here only. So let's see that what goes along. And we have Rushil in the chat out there. Welcome, Rushil. I request all the viewers and the fans out there to kindly hit the like and the subscribe button, because our management team is doing a lot of um, taking a lot of responsibilities in order to executing this tournament on a positive level. And we'll be coming out with many more good tournaments and good new things in future, so stay tuned.
I
And
have
that's
gotten, I'm sorry to cut you off, Avi. I've gotten a word from the organizers that we can start. So I guess they have covered up, but I don't think it's possible to, change the outcome of the match as of now. But I do hope that the Blaze squad does show a lot of good gameplays out there because they were doing quite good at the start of the game.
I still think that the Blaze squad has the advantage right now, because the goal difference is not pretty much different. It's about only 6k, and I think so. A good team fight, like one good team fight, can actually get you back to the game. Looking at the level difference, like Suyu is already level 15, whereas Hayabusa is on level 10. So that retribution gap will be there during the turtle and the Lord fights. We have the Lord coming up from the top lane. It can be a end to the game, but I still believe the hero combination that the Blaze squad has, I think so they can defend this Lord out there. It will be pretty interesting. I think so. Hayabusa is entering into the team fight. He will be taken down for sure. No, he made sure that he got a good movement out there. Lord is on the top lane. The lane has not been synced by the INC. This is one of the disadvantage for
Look
Blaze
at that
squad.
show.
Killing
OMG,
spree.
like that was a super alt coming up from the INC side.
Monster
Just
kill.
look at that
Double
Suyu. He
kill.
is actually just entering and monstering the kills as if he is destroying the opponents out there. He knows every single move.
Shut
That's a
down.
pretty shutdown and a
Triple
triple kill
kill.
for Suyu as well.
Wiped
I
out.
think so. We are so done with this game, and a pretty well executed game by the INC Raven side. And fortunately, they got on the winning side. That was a pretty good comeback.
Victory.
And unfortunate for the Blaze squad, I request you guys to kindly have a look with what issues you were facing. And I request you that the next time when you come up, please fix your network connectivity if it's the network issue. But congratulations to the INC Raven side, they are on the winning side. And look at that stats, if it look at that team fight participation from all the five players.
Yes, I completely agree. And the thing
We are
is,
for sure.
we
We are done
will
with the
come back soon.
game. Yeah, we are done with the second game and we'll be right back soon. So stay tuned.
Hello, guys, welcome back to our channel. This is Victor Arena, Season 2, Round 2, Day 3, and this is the third match that's going to happen. And it's between Vengeance Seeker and Blitz Phoenix. So, both the teams are ready. So, I think we are ready to start the game.
For sure, Fifth, I would like to welcome everyone out there. This will be the game between Vengeance Seekers and the Blitz Phoenix out there. It will be pretty interesting that both the teams how they are going to execute the game. We have seen quite close games in the past two games,
Ready,
and it will be
Your
go!
very
team is
interesting that
banning.
what kind of ban and pick we are going to see. Lala has been the second time that we are seeing in the ban list on today's date out there.
Yes, Avi, and both the teams are very good.
The
Um,
immortal one
and
chosen
we
Your
to
see a
team
vanquish
is
Soyu
the
ban.
banning.
shadows that
That's a nice
plague this
ban. And
world.
after last match, I don't mind a Soyu ban right here.
For sure, that Suyu was actually very dominative. He played and
Let's fight to our
executed
heart's
the
Your
content.
gameplay
team
at
is
a
banning.
very extraordinary level. He actually got that momentum and he did not allow that momentum to go down in any manner.
Yes, Avi, and we have a Lucas ban.
Only
So,
love and light
the
Your
Vengeance
team
Seeker
are
is
did ask
banning.
me
everlasting.
before starting the match, is the Lucas ban there or not? So, I think they know that they have to ban it because of the immunity as well as a lot of dashes over there.
Actually, like Lucas, I have seen with that hero who has a lot of dashes, who has a lot of mobility, who can sustain good amount of
Always
damage
on the way!
even on damage
Your
build.
team
So
is
that will be
banning.
a hero who can actually disturb the opponents at a very extreme level.
And we have a Matilda pick. So the Matilda is a very good ban because I really hate Matilda as I do play mages. So Matilda can reach out to the backlane very quickly as well as take the team in and out of the fights very easily.
Quite, that was a good point which you mentioned, because when you have Matilda in the team,
Magic
it
is
gives a
my
lot of
life.
advantage
Your
for the
team is
mages
picking.
and the hypers, because they have that follow up from Matilda every single time. And actually the follow up can actually create a lot of chaos for the opponents, because they are not well aware about that from which end Matilda can enter. And surely if Matilda is entering, it will
My
bring one
mission
more
is
teammate
to
along
Your
with
protect
her.
team is
lives.
picking.
And we have a first priority pick as a Hylos. So they are going for the Hylos team play. Okay. So now Hylos has a lot of damage as well as sustain. So will we see a carry in this match? It's your favorite hero, I believe.
For sure, that's one of my favorite heroes. Like, and Cavi is actually in the meta. We have not seen the Cavi
Sad
pick
Time
days
to
is
drop
not
till
the
the
now.
beat up
word.
We
Your
have
team
the
is
Joy and
picking.
the Khalid. I think so. This is the last meta pick, and both the heroes are quite capable of adjusting the
Iraq,
game shift,
therefore
and
I
they
am.
can actually change the momentum by the mobility they have. Both Khalid and Joy are very flexible with their movement speed and the damage with
Hope
Joy
will
holds, and
find a
especially as a
way,
Your
hyper,
team
even
it
when
will
is
be
all is
very
picking.
forlorn.
interesting.
I completely agree with you. And we see
True love
Vexana
is like
and a
Your
Chow
love.
pick
team is
from the blue
banning.
team side. The A to Z player does play Vexana, I believe. And this is a good pick from them. However, considering that the enemy has picked Joy, is it going to be a good enough pick as a mage?
Till now, pretty decent pick from both the teams. Like, they got the stunt, they have the sustainability, and in fact Chow will create a lot of advantage to the team along with the movement. And I'm still worrying that whether we'll be seeing Chow as a tank or whether he'll be playing as a exp laner. And till now both the heroes are quite good enough, and as the counter picks, I might say Carmilla, it's a very good pick, because when you have the land
Your
down
team
heroes,
is
especially as
banning.
Chow and Hylos, Carmilla always works on it, and especially that follow up which will be there from Khalid and Joy, that will even create a good combination out there.
Yes, I completely agree with
This
you.
time,
And the Xavier
Your
ban
team
choices
is
is
a
were
good
made.
banning.
ban, I believe, considering that they lack in range. The enemy lacks in range as of now. So Xavier from, if they would have picked Xavier, they would have gotten the range. But don't forget the other range heroes like Fasa is present as of now.
For sure, and it will be very interesting that how both the majors are going to compete against each other, because both the majors are capable of poking, and they got that
Experience
ultimate
the
damage as well.
Your
And
youthful
especially
team
when you
is
have
in.
suffering.
Vexana in your side, it will be very interesting the amount of poke and the amount of damage that she will be creating for the opponents.
So we have a Granger ban again. So Granger is being banned from the game.
Butterflies born by thy
Your team
wish,
is picking.
guided by lantern's light.
I'm really sorry, Avi. I hope you can hear me.
For sure,
Hello.
Ifrit, I hear you up.
Among the
And
plains
we
exists
Your
a
are
team
seeing
is
some
holy
picking.
which
extraordinary
I was made
bans and
for.
picks out there. It will be very interesting once we enter the land of dawn.
Yes, Avi. And I'm really sorry for that cut off. So
We are seeing the Eve pick, and it will be very interesting that how Eve is
Light
going to
me up
execute
and
this game.
watch the
Eve can be a
world
very solid pick
burn!
out there because the combination which the Vengeance Seekers are going with, it will be pretty easy for the Eve to execute her skills, because in order to reach Eve, you need to have a long range.
Time to take the field!
Your team is picking.
I agree with you, Avi. However, I am being getting lots of calls from the previous team, it seems, and they are angry that we didn't restart the game. But I have to make sure that we follow the tournament rules. So it's very disheartening to see that the team is not following the rules and is harassing the
I
tournament
am
organizers.
vengeance incarnate!
And we see the Moscow and Xbox pick. I'm really sorry for the chat. I cannot um, focus properly, but let's focus on the game and let's see what the teams come up with. So I guess the Avi's mic has been glitched, so he will come back as soon as he can. So let's start with the game. So, guys, we are going to start the match in a few seconds. I'd like to remind all the players that tournaments have to follow certain rules and regulations that the MLBB tournament organizers sent us. So, if we do not follow those rules or give some favoritism to any of the teams, the tournament lobby will be taken away from us. So, with that, I would like to remind you again and again that we are doing very fair tournament. And as you all the
Welcome
team
to
leaders out
Mobile
there, they know
Legends!
that how much effort it goes to manage everything
5
and
seconds till the
you know
enemy reaches the
get everything on the
battlefield.
board. So
Smash
we are in
them!
the land of dawn. Let's focus on this
All
match.
troops
Let's see how
deployed!
this goes. And both the teams are starting with their EXP side of the buff, the Joy as well as the Borg. So who will clear the lane faster? I believe it can be Joy because he got a lot of help from the mage as well as the tank. What do you think, guys? Who will win this match? Do type in the comments below and do like and subscribe our channel. It helps us a lot. It shows that you love and support our channel. And look at the damage that Vixana has dealt on the Eve. I think Eve is a good pick. However, don't forget that Eve is against a Chow right now, so it will create a lot of problems. And in the top lane, the both the tanks are helping their marksmen out, uh, and that Chow is initiating it. However, for um, whatever purposes, I think this will be the first kill on the
First
Chow.
blood!
And we will do we see a second? No, we won't. That
Double
Vixana
kill!
skillfully does things over there. But yes, Joy gets that double kill out there. And I think we'll see another kill out here from
Triple
Joy.
kill!
And that was a GG from the red team side. The team is looking out very well over here. And we have to see how they will carry this match forward. And don't forget that both the teams have done exceptionally well in the round one, and we are excited. Come on, guys, right? Blitz Phoenix versus Vengeance Seeker. Vengeance Seeker on the blue team side and Blitz Phoenix on the red team side. Right now, the gold lead is in the favor of the Blitz Phoenix, and the turtle is respawning while we see a gang in the bottom lane. Will we see a kill out there, or all the teams will go back smoothly? And look at that Joy poking out, but that Vixana dealing her skill to give CC. And I think that Bog still fully steals the turtle, and we will see another kill out there. That Hylos is not letting it the Joy go. That was a good trade in terms of Hylos. Eve wastes her ult over there, but that Vixana's Lord is following up that um Chow. So, and the top lane, we do see that Moscow has to retreat because of the damage of Bruno, that mage coming in to provide backup. And in the bottom lane, there is a lot of ganking going on between the tank as both the tanks. I again say uh, it to the players of Blaze, the previous match game, Blaze squad, please stop spamming the calls in my uh, it is really unprofessional from your side, and this will result in you not playing any other tournaments going forward. I was very gracious saying different things out there. However, if you are going to be like this, it's going to impact you, not us. Let's get back to the game. That was a skillful usage of skills from Vexana. Eve being uh, Eve is retreating back to the mid lane, and the Cho is finally getting to the lane to clear up some minions over there. Till now, the red team side has been doing pretty good in terms of the kills. However, they lack behind in gold as of now because of that. Bruno, let's see what they have built. Till now, we see that the Hypers have not built their first item till now, whereas the Khalid has his Thunder Belt, and that Bruno gets the kill on Marksman. The high-lows glorious pathway comes in, and that Joy gets the kill and successfully escapes. Look at that misdirect, and we'll get another kill. The red team is playing so nicely.
Killing spree.
That was a very skillful usage of skills from the red team side, and they will get the turtle uncontested, and I think they will gang the blue buff.
For sure, Fifth, we are seeing some great gameplays coming up in the Land of Dawn, especially the Bruno. He is actually just bouncing those snowballs into the opponents out there. And we can see a good vision coming up from the Eve side. He is actually creating a good combination, but I what I can see is Bruno is actually devastating the opponents. Good flicker landing up the glorious pathway into the battlefield out there. Are we going to see a good gang coming up from the Vengeance side? But unfortunately, the
Double
Blitz Phoenix
kill.
were on top. They secured the double kill, and that was pretty interesting. And it is
Mega
very
kill.
important for the players to understand the team
Mega kill.
combination, and Joy is literally dominating out there. Those three kills will actually help him a lot. Chow has entered, but I don't think so he will be taken down. That's a good outplay coming up from Chow. That was a good shutdown. Unfortunately, he was down, and even though he was dying out there, so it is very important that Chow actually got these shutdown. So a pretty good trade. Like if you are dying, if you are getting a single kill, you don't need anything else. So it is very interesting that how the game goes up. Till now, we are seeing the Blitz Phoenix actually dominating the game. 14 kills on their bag, whereas 6 kills on the Vengeance Seeker side. We can see a good goal difference coming up. Joy is actually on his buff. The turtle will be respawning in a couple of seconds, and let's see which team gets the advantage out there. Till now, we can see a good level of goal difference. It's only about 2 to 3k, but the level of gameplay Joy is executing out there, he is just on top right now. We can see that how uh, Joy right now he is playing, that's really insane. He knows that what kind of damage he sustains, and that will be very helpful for the turtle. And I am quite surprised that Joy is not in the turtle fight. There'll be no retribution battle. I think so that might be one of the reasons, because uh, Joy got the vision of Xbox. So let's see that where the game goes up, the Vengeance Seekers need to pull up their socks right now. It is very important to understand the condition and the way that spear landed up. That was a very interesting spear and a good follow up coming up from the Blitz Phoenix, and Moskov unfortunately is
Monster
down,
kill.
but it is very I think so Xbox will also be down. They will dive in for sure, and a good follow up coming up from the Eve out there. Pretty well game executed for by the Blitz Phoenix till now. The turret as well will be taken down, and Blitz Phoenix are actually on top right now. They are actually dominating it at a very different level. Vengeance
Yes, Avi,
because
I'm really sorry. I'm back and I just saw some glimpse of the team fight, but you were casting, so I didn't interrupt.
no worries if it, and let me tell you that if you had missed it, some of the games Blitz Phoenix is actually playing and contributing a good team fight.
That's nice to hear, and I do see the scores reflect on it. The turret as well as the number of kills are in the favor of the red team. So is the gold, actually.
The goal difference is not pretty much, but it all depends that what kind of team combination. We have seen a good comeback in the previous to previous game, but I still have high hopes with the Vengeance Seekers that they are capable of making a good comeback because they have the Bruno on their side who is playing very well. It will also be very interesting that how Bruno will match up, because the goal difference, the level difference will affect him. And Joy is that hero who will be marking one of the damage dealers. Like we'll be seeing Vexana or Bruno being targeted in the team fights. And the Lord has been respawned, and I don't think so. We will be seeing any contest right now. But Joy is in that mood that he wants to get certain amount of kills before getting that Lord. Let's see that what kind of strategies are the Blitz Phoenix going to execute, because they have not started the Lord yet. We are seeing a gang on the top lane side. Bruno is trying to create a pressure, and let's
But
see will
even
Bruno will be taken
gang
down.
over there. The Bruno has been taken out, but that was a distraction because the Xbox is taking the Lord. However, that joy is coming from the behind. I think the red team needs to come back to the Lord, and I think they will. And will this be a good way to go out there?
A
And that
pretty
bog, yes, Savi, that bog with a successful retreat is a good sign for the blue team.
For sure, that distraction was actually needed because Bruno is playing very smartly. He knows the condition of the game right now. He knows that intensity that his team needs a good follow up, a good distraction at times can actually help you win games, and that's what
And the Lord is going from the top lane right now. The Moscow's farm is quite well, six almost 7,000, whereas the Bruno is ahead in farm. That all that lane pushing and the ability to distract the team is going to help Bruno out right now. Will the blue team be ahead, and will they show us a comeback? So we are seeing an item spike on the blue team side, that Vexana getting that blood wings. That tank flickers away at the crucial moment over there, and we will see a Hylos getting slain over here. Look at that damage from the Khalid, but that Bruno is doing good as well. The Bruno has a lot of damage. I think the game can change into the uh, outcome whenever the Bruno gets serious. And we see Moskov getting killed successfully over there, although it took three people out there to take him down. that Bruno is doing God's work. However, he will be taken down in the 2v1 fight, which is pretty good at the moment. And the red team is trying to defend the mid lane. However, the blue team is taking the lane properly. And will we see another gank on the Joy, perhaps? So they are getting back pretty nicely. And I think this is a smart move on the blue team side. They need the goal to be up and get all the levels as well as item spikes as soon as possible, considering that their Hylos has not yet had a third item, whereas both the Khalid as well as um,
Killing
Joy is getting a
spree.
lot of items right now. And that Xbox successfully takes out Moscow, but he will be taken down. I think so.
Shut down.
No, that Bruno has been doing a lot
Shut
of work,
down.
and that's a
Double
double kill
kill.
from Bruno. And I think this will be a triple kill out there. And no, it was a kill, but not by Bruno. I was expecting that Bruno to do God's work over there. Look at that damage. Look at that damage. And I know a few Bruno players um, that play it very well. I think this is one of them. He is carrying the game out pretty well. See, this is what happens when you know a hero so well that you can manage it out. But I think this was a bad decision on the blue
Double
team
kill.
side to force it out. It was a wiser decision if they would have just taken the Lord out there. A successful stop by Vixana out there. And we were seeing the Bruno taking out the Lord. But is it going to be enough? I don't think so. Because, yes, the Bruno takes the Lord well. I think this will be the end
Killing
of at
spree.
least two of the members. No, that Bruno is
Shut
trying.
down.
Bruno did his job pretty well. I appreciate a good marksman player who is carrying the team right now. And I think the Bog is doing a pretty well job, but Blitz Phoenix with that magic damage of Joy and Eve combined is hurting Bruno a lot. So let's see
For
how the
for
game
sure,
goes.
for if it and that was a pretty good gameplay coming up from the Bruno side. It is actually he's actually carrying a whole responsibility of a team. It will be very interesting, like the way Bruno is executing the game. It will be very. The Chow has landed up with the ultimate. That kick has actually hurt the Joy, and he is down. We have the Lord out there coming from the mid lane. Bruno is up, so this can be a good end to the game if the Vengeance Seekers execute the gameplay at a good level.
Yes, and fortunately, they are at the advantage in terms of numbers. Let's see if they will execute it properly as well. And I think that was a pretty job well done. The Bruno is doing pretty well.
Shut
And I think
down.
this is a GG
Double
from the
kill.
blue team side. See, the game can end at any given moment. And that's what happens. This is the MVP for me is Bruno. What say you, Avi?
For sure, that was a very good
Victory.
gameplay coming from the Bruno, and that was the thing I was talking about initially. Like, even though if your team is losing, but you have a good MM, and especially if it's like Bruno or Cavi or any other MM user who has a good control over the hero, you can actually land up on the winning side because that hero is capable of getting you that specific win.
I completely agree. And look at that damage as well as the turret damage from Bruno. It's 35 and 65 respectively. And both the Hyper as well as Mage has good team fight participation. That was a job well done. Unfortunately, it was the end for the team red. That is Team Blitz Phoenix. They played very well, but I hope we see them in the next tournament. And we will see you guys in a short while. We'll take a 5 minutes break and get back to you with more exciting matches.
If it start,
Hello guys, welcome back to our channel. This is Victory Arena Season 2, Round 2, and this is the last game of the Round 2 between Immortal Esports and Venom Esports. With me is Avi. He will be co-casting with me today, and I hope we both see a good match from them today.
I
Because yeah, so Immortal Esports actually gave Venom Esports a chance to play even after they got DQ'd. So this is a very great sportsmanship. I think some other teams need to learn from this.
for sure, if
Sir,
like
what's your
it is
command?
pretty
Your
much
team
needed.
is
Like
banning.
you need to have ethics, you need to have moral values. Even though no matter how big your sport name is or whatever it is, you should respect the timing of the game. You should respect the opponents, and we cannot go out of the rules that we have created for such tournaments out there. But coming back to the game. So we have the two teams out there, Immortal Esports and Venom Esports. It will be
Let's
very
fight to our
interesting that
heart's
how
Your
both
content.
the teams
team
are
is banning.
going to contest this game. We have the first ban coming up from the Immortal side, that is the Fanny, and in counter of that, Lucas has been banned. So a pretty decent ban coming from both the teams till now.
Your
Wipe
team
It will
out
be
is
all the
very
banning.
injustice in the
interesting
world.
that how okay, this was pretty uncertain ban coming from the Immortal side. Like they had banned Chow, though Chow is in the meta right now. I'm seeing many of the teams where Chow is being played as a roamer, and it is pretty much working for them. Let's see what Venom Esports has got for the counter. It's pretty sure that they are going to ban one of the metas out there, and I'm hoping for some great gameplays coming from both these sides. It will be very interesting the way Venom Esports
Fight. Fight
actually
for the Your
executes
team
how they are
is
going to
banning.
execute the game.
Yes, we definitely, and we see a Hilda ban. So Hilda can interrupt a lot of assassins like Haya, Ling, as well as uh, the mages and marksmen. So this is a very good ban from the red team side, the Venom Esports. Let's see
Completely
what the blue
agreed.
team side. Yeah.
It will be pretty much interesting. I have like the
Always
first
on the way.
initial games
Your
of
team
both
is
the teams
banning.
were very dominative. They were coming out with that level of aggression where they do not want to make any mistake
Butterflies
against their
born by thy
Your
opponents,
team
wish.
is
and in
picking.
which they
Guarded
landed
by
up on a
lantern's
very
light.
easy
Every
side. Like
bullet of
we had
Your
mine is a
team
seen
is
gift for
picking.
you.
pretty easy matches for both the games in the initial
Time to drop
side
the
of the
beat of the
tournament.
flash.
Yes.
So
And we have another Joy pick. So Joy is being picked a lot now, considering that no player is banning it.
exactly, Joy. We all saw what Joy was capable of in the last game, but Joy has been one of those heroes who has that flexibility, and at the same time it has that mobility to roam around the map at a pretty much pace as compared to other hypers.
Yes, agreed with
Let's
you.
go.
And we see an
Your
Irithel pick. So
team is
Irithel is
picking.
being picked a lot in rank as well these days, Avi. So I see Irithel being picked a lot, and I think it's due to her mobility. So that sprint and general mobility of Irithel makes it difficult for some mages and other tanks to actually catch her. So this is a good pick against Granger, I believe. Although Granger will have some
The Immortal
advantage
One
in terms of
chose me
Sky
to
Piercer
vanquish the
if he gets
shadows
the
that
stacks.
plague this world.
For sure, and we have already seen what Ivithil did in the initial game of today's
Magic
first
is my
gameplay,
life. Your
and pretty
team is
good
picking.
counter coming up. Like Ivithil will be that hero on which I'll be looking upon because it will have the Venom Esports will have that authority as well as that flexibility of Avithil on their
Let
side.
them play
Pretty,
the
they'll
hero.
Your
feel
team
pretty
is
I
safe
will
that
be the
if
banning.
the game
truth this
goes
world
towards the late
desperately
side,
needs.
surely Avithil will come out as a shining star out there.
Yes, I completely agree with you, Avi. But I see a Harith pick. So Harith is a very good pick considering the amount of shield he gets while dashing and during his ultimate. So I think this is a good pick against someone like Irithel, although I do see that Granger is going for MM and Harith is being picked as a mage right now. So let's see what counter mage will be picked, and that will determine how the team fights will go over here.
It will be very difficult for Joy as well to counter Habit because Habit has that dashing
Your
ability, and
team
especially
is
if
banning.
it executes its all ultimate, it will be pretty much difficult for Joy to catch Habit. And if the Habit has a good skill in terms of his hands, surely he will be very difficult in terms of catching, and he will easily escape the team fight because till now I'm not seeing any count of counters in for Habit. And are they estimating Habit?
Only love
So
at
even though if
night.
they
Your
do,
team is
surely
banning.
Everlasting.
Habit will let you know that why he's one of the meta heroes at this particular moment of the game. It will be very interesting that what kind of ban are we going to see. We have already seen a Sicilian ban coming up from the Immortal Esports side.
I am not
Let's
the
see
only
Venom, and
one that
surely
Your
they are
watches
going
team
for the
is
Phobius
banning.
ban.
standings.
That can be one of the reasons for Joy because Phobius is that hero who actually creates a lot of chaos for uh, a hero like Joy out there. We are waiting for the final ban coming up from the Immortal side, and I'm pretty
Hope will
excited that
find a
what
way,
kind
Your team
of
even
is
when others
banning.
game
forlorn.
execution will be done from both the teams, because till now I'm not seeing any kind of stunts coming from both the team apart from Yuzong. I'm not seeing anything else, but I'm still hoping that both the teams will get enough stunts in order to get that Joy Evit Hill, because you need a hero like Franco or any other stunt hero who can actually stop the mobility of both the heroes. And same do,
Your
there we
team is
come.
picking.
So the finally the Tigreal pick has been come up from the Venom Esports, and this is a good pick as compared to the teams because both Granger and Habit does not have that Purify out there. And in order to counter Tigreal, are we going to see a Khufra, or whether it can be a Akai pick as well? So if they go either of Khufra and Akai, and surely Khufra is going to be out there in the land of dawn, and Tigreal will be facing Khufra in front. I'm pretty sure that Khufra's
The
jump will
hunt
actually
begins.
astonish
Your team
the
is
movement of
picking.
Tigreal as well.
Yes, not just the Tigreal over there, it will be the Joy as well, considering that Joy also will have problems while dashing, and I think it was not just to hinder the red team, but also it was a good play because if they would have, although they did pick Tigreal over there, if they would have picked Kufra, it would have been devastating for them.
I'm waiting for the mage that what kind of thinking are they going. I think so. Valet can be a good pick out here because in order to counter Khofra, Ruby, Habit, you need to have heroes like Louis or Valet. And for sure, we are going to see a Louis out there. I'm pretty sure
Where
Louis
there is
can be a good
light,
pick out
there
here.
are
And
also
for sure, yes,
shadows.
it will depend that how the team combination works. Like what is the follow up, what is the initiation, who initiate at the first place. Early game, I'm pretty sure Immortal Esports can take a better advantage as compared to Venom Esports. But late game, if it goes towards the late game, surely one hero which will actually come up, and I'm looking on top of that, that is the Ivethel out there, who can actually take the responsibility of the whole team single handedly.
Yes, I agree with you. And I think Venom Esports listened to my earlier comment of picking Luo. Now I hope that the Luo player is very good and they play it up to the mark because Luo can actually do damage. However, I do have an issue with that Harith over there.
The good thing for the
Welcome to
Venom
Mobile
Esports is that
Legends!
there are no Purify from the Immortal
5
Esports
seconds
side.
till the
So
enemy
it will be
reaches
a
the
advantage
battlefield.
for the
Smash them!
Tigreal to actually
All
land
troops
up that
deployed!
unestablished and uncertain alts for the Immortal Esports. Tigreal will be a very crucial role because when you don't have a spell like Purify or Petrify in the opponents, it becomes very easy to target and execute the ultimate at the right place.
I
So it will
completely
be
agree
a
with you.
fight between In the top lane, we have the Granger and the Ivithel. It will be very interesting because Granger has that early game advantage. So does he has the long range ability once his ultimate's cast in. And on the bottom side, we have Ruby versus Yuzong, which is very interesting. And Yuzong is actually cutting down the lanes. In fact, he came up for the first wave as well, so he is pretty sure that he wants to join the team fight and taking to the mid lane out there. It can we see the first blood coming out? Louis barely survives with 1 HP left. Can we see the first blood? For sure, that was a complete showdown coming up from the Joy. It was very fortunate for the Venom Esports that none of the heroes were down. And a good jump coming out from Kufra. This was the thing I was talking about. Like Kufra jumps will be very important in the team fights, and a good initiation can take the whole team for a wiped out.
I agree with you, and we all know how annoying Kufra is when he jumps. And I feel that Luo's pain myself. That was a very good kill by Soyu over there. And we see that
For
the
sure.
turtle is going to spawn in 15 or 11 seconds now. Who will get that turtle? And look at that Joy's damage, and the Harith will be taken out. And I think he did use his flicker, I guess. Did he use his flicker? Oh no, he didn't. He dashed away.
No, he certainly used his flicker, and at the same time, that follow up coming from Suyu in the bottom lane when their fight was initiating, that was pretty well because Yuzong was continuously cutting down the lane out there. So it was important to create a fear in his mind that you are not fit. Just look at that ultimate casting from Tigreal out there. For sure, a good ultimate. That was the thing I was talking about. Yuzong has used his ultimate. Are we going to see a good chaos out there? Kufa is down. Joy is on top right now. Suyu at the same time is down. Double kill for Joy. This was the domination that I was talking about. Just look at that. Venom Esports, the way they are ganging and the way Kufa is executing the skills, that is the Immortal Esports need to follow up the Kufa because I'm seeing some pretty good jumps from Kufa, but only the thing which is missing is the follow up from the Immortal side.
Yes, I completely agree with you. And I think the Kufra will create a lot of problems. Although the Joy is doing good job, but Kufra is going to give a lot of trouble as the game progresses. Look at that Harriet coming in with that dashes, killing that Yuzong easily. This will be a
Havith has
good
got
turtle
that
for.
good amount of mobility. For sure.
Yes.
This can be a easy turtle for the Immortal Esports. There was no competition. Joy was in no mood. Are we going to see a kill on the Kufa out there? That was a pretty good jump. Havith is low, but unfortunately there was a good follow-up coming up. Joy has entered into the meta field, and are we going to see our shutdown as well? For sure, yes.
That was a
Joy is
pretty
low.
good. Yes, that was a pretty good ulti from Ruby out there. Although it has affected a lot. Look at that Luo. Look at that Luo. Although he didn't get that kill, but that was a pretty good follow up.
I think so. Sui will be taken down for sure. Yes, there was no need. It can be a shutdown for the Havit out there, and for sure, Vithil has been down. There was an option for Havit that, but he chose not to get into the fight because that would be a little bit of risky. Because right now, Joy is on top. We can see a good initiation coming from Yuzong. I think so. Yuzong will be taken down. Joy can be taken down as well, but he barely survives. So pretty good advantage for Ruby out there. He actually outplayed both the heroes, Yuzong and Joy as well. Joy is pretty low, and one good jump from Kufra can actually make a shutdown for the Joy, but Joy is in no mood to go back.
Yes, I completely agree with you that Joy is playing around with the low HP and getting those dashes to get that early farm over there. And right now, the farm is in the favor of the red team with 15k, 15.6k gold lead at the moment. And as the game progresses, this will impact the blue team. However, the goal difference isn't much. They can cover it up. Look at the team fight at the top lane. That Kofra is going to be taken down by the Irithel, as well as that Joy comes in and killing that Granger out there.
The early advantage for Joy actually created a one side domination for the Venom esports side. Like this was a good initiation, and as a hyper, every hyper needs a good start. And I think so Joy got that early momentum, and so he is making sure that his team lands up on the winning side. I'm pretty excited that how Granger is going to execute this game. We have not seen Granger entering into any team fights, though he has secured 2 kills but died 3 times as well. This can be a easy turtle coming up for the Venom esports sites. Like, they are dominating and are at top right now.
Yes, I agree with you. And there's a gank in the mid lane, and that Irithel will take the Soyu out. And that damage from Luo is good as of now, although the score is not reflecting it as much.
That shutdown was pretty much needed for the Joy out there. He was actually, and this shutdown can be a crucial point. Like, I've seen many a times, a good start can actually lead to a destruction once the shutdown comes up.
Look at that teleport of Luo. It impacted the Ruby pretty well. That's what the diversion can do, along with that Yuzong integral combo.
For sure. And a good initiation is actually needed for the immortal side. Like, they are lacking a little bit of coordination, but look at that habit. He is forcing Louis to use his flicker out there.
That force is a need at the moment, because if the flicker burns out, they can actually trap the Luo and stop that AoE damage from the other team. Look at that Luo teleport, and the Harith will be taken down, I think, if he is not careful. It flickers away, but I think the Yuzong with his Petrify can do the
I
trick.
think so Louis will be
No,
taken.
the Louis took down the and the Harith escaped. So this was a good team fight for the team red. And look at that Joy and Tigreal combo. Kufra trying his very best. Unfortunately, the Joy and Tigreal are doing good job.
For sure, that Tigreal is making sure that he executes his second and ultimate at the right place.
Killing spree. Mega
Can we see
kill.
a shutdown as well? For sure, Havit is playing insanely well.
Double kill.
That's a double kill secured by Havit. Havit is actually having the whole team on his hands. And this was the thing I was talking about, that if you do not have counters for a hero like Havit, surely Havit can create a lot of chaos for the team. And we will be seeing that Avethil entering into the team fight very soon.
I agree with you. And the Harith has Sky Piercer, if you would have seen Avi.
I just
So
noticed it.
yeah, so the Sky Piercer is also going to affect a lot in this match. And that Harith has a item spike with that Feather of Heaven.
Habit has actually got that momentum, but I shouldn't tell you if that once Avethil starts into joining the team fight, it will be difficult for Habit because her boosting ability will actually not provide and complete the shield out there. Just look at that. The way Avethil damage is poking. What was that? Holy cow. That damage coming
Yes,
from Joy. Oh, oh.
yes. Oh, oh, aha. That is what the Joy is doing with that 14 to 6 KDA. It's a good work from the Venom Esports player.
Double
As
kill.
a hyper, Joy has done everything that was needed in order to make his team on a good side.
Yes, I completely agree with you. I think the Luo's build is not good here over here. I think so, but then again, they are the one playing it and they are doing a pretty good job right now.
It is pretty much needed that Joy is entering at the team fight at the right position. He's making sure that he's getting down the damage dealer. Just look
Killing
at that.
spree. Double kill.
That's a pretty good double kill coming up. I think so that can be into a triple kill if it executes it on the right place. Joy is actually looking for a good opening, and there he'll not lack it behind.
Down.
Shutdown for Joy, but that was a good try coming up. Ruby is actually outplaying every single hero out there.
Yes, and that Granger did get secure 1 or 2 kills over there. Uh, so that's a nice thing for them. At
It
the
is
moment, yes,
it
Avi.
is really needed for Granger to get into the momentum of the game because this is his time now to shine up. And I think so. Habit has done a pretty good job in the early game. Now I think a little bit of responsibility should be taken by the Granger out there because he has good amount of kills. He has that momentum, he has that damage. So it's pretty much that he takes the lead and support his teammates right now. We are
Yes,
seeing the
I
lot.
think what Immortal Esports is lacking is hyper. The hyper is not able to do a good job as of now.
For sure, for sure. And if your hyper didn't get the early momentum, it becomes very difficult for the team to follow. Whereas as compared to Venom Esports, their hyper was in top from the very start of the game. And they are making sure that the lot will be taken by them as well. I don't think so. The Immortal Esports would try to fight out there because they do not have a good team fight combination right now. And this can be a disastrous ending towards the Immortal side. And let's
Double
see, is it
kill.
possible? No, Joy is
Triple
in no
kill.
mood. Just look at that damage from Joy coming off. He's actually melting down within seconds. And this can be a GG's for the Venom Esports.
Venom
Joy is
Esports.
in mode.
They've used the diversion, but again, I think this was a bad move from Joy. Joy will die over here. Oh no, she escapes with that little HP.
Barely survives Joy, but all good till the Venom Esports are winning right
Look
now.
at that
And I think
Ranger.
so. This can
Like,
be a end. If you need a competition, if you need a good initiation, you need to fight that. Yuzong can be taken down. He's very low. Habit is in no mood. Just look at that Habit. He is actually making sure that no one survives out there. Just look at that Tyquil ultimate right at the place. But unfortunately, no follow up coming up. So let's see. For all I know, Louis ultimate and Louis skills are actually boosting the enemies even more with the combination of Joy out there. Evithil is making sure, I think so, Habit will take down Evithil as well. They
Double
are trying to
kill.
end, but can they end? Is it possible? For sure, yes. The this was a one level domination coming up from the Venom Esports.
Victory.
yes, that was, but it was a good defense from the blue team side. The ending defense is very good. So I commend both of the team, especially Immortal Esports. They agreed to play with the Venom Esports team even after I asked them to DQ because they didn't show up at on time. So this was a very good fight.
Special appreciation for both the team. Like they showed a true sportsmanship. They showed that how real players are, and I'm very fortunate to have them as a players in our tournament. With this, we are done with the day 3 of the round 2. So yet again, this was the last game of the day. We'll be right back tomorrow with all the exciting games. Till then, see you and have a great night ahead.